Hi, welcome to our channel DC42 Reddit. My 35 fiancé, 37 men, has stonewalled me for 3 days. Is it over? My fiancé is stonewalling me after an argument we had 3 days ago. We have been together for 6 years and faced many ups and downs. Our last 2 years together have been the most tumultuous of our relationship. We welcomed a baby a year and a half ago, and our problems seemed to intensify shortly before that. Every argument we've had since then has revolved around him, not feeling seen or heard or prioritized, or my inability to communicate my emotions. This last argument, which wasn't a disagreement but more him venting and expressing his frustration, was about me not actively teaching our son Dada because I didn't prioritize it. I figured he'd get it eventually. It wasn't a personal decision against teaching him the word. However, not the same amount of effort was put into him teaching Bobby. Mama, over the past month I've been doing some soul searching, and I've come to realize yesterday that my reason for not prioritizing him, treating him as my partner, etc., has been because of crippling childhood trauma, unconscious self-loathing, and toxic self-talk. I don't know what to do. I'm afraid this might be it. We've just moved from Austin to Seattle, and he's still living in our house, but I'm not sure if it's because there's a chance, or if it's because of circumstance. He doesn't talk to me anymore, only just to let me know about the baby, if the dog needs fed, or if he's coming home from work. Maybe. Last night, I worked up the courage to tell him about the problems I have identified and really bear it all to him, but I overthought it and just went back to bed. I think the longer we go without talking, the less likely we can resolve it. He doesn't want to talk to me. I am sure is sick of talking to me and sick of the promises I'll change. But I didn't know and acknowledge what I do now about myself. He has heard every combination of I love you, I'm sorry, and I'll change that the English vocabulary can offer. I don't think I have the words, and I don't know what else to do besides apologize to him for the umpteenth time. Do I give him more distance, or do I tell him how I feel? I'm not sure it even matters how I feel, when he's the one who's been hurt and abused by me so many times. So folks, what advice you can give to OP? Let us hear it. Comment your thoughts and opinion down below. And here's a comment from the Reddit community. From Too Sad Slime, from what you've written, I'm not seeing how you are so wrong, and he is the injured party. Why does he feel like he's not a priority? Does he think you're too focused on the baby or something? The Dada thing is frankly absurd. And here's our next story coming up next. My 29F husband, 30 mem, is no longer attracted to me, so I don't want him in the delivery room anymore. Throwaway account because my friends and family know my main. My husband Andrew and I are expecting our first child in just a few weeks. It was an unexpected pregnancy, but we're both excited and welcome this new chapter in our lives. We've discussed it prior that he would be present in the room with me as my support person. Some context. He has always been very sweet and caring. It took a little bit of communication and adapting to each other's needs, but he's now very, very supportive and always makes sure my needs are met. I was more than happy with him being in the delivery room with me during what I'd consider one of the scariest times of my life, and wanted him to experience seeing his daughter take her first breath. This was before our conversation last night. My husband and I have been on a bit of a decline in terms of our sex life. It used to be good when we first started dating, and I thought we were sexually compatible. However, within the last year, it has done a 180. At first, he blamed it on stress, then finances, then his health, and I believed it all of it. I recommended things we could do to improve that, or ways I could help lighten his load, but he assured me he'd work on it himself. It never got better. In fact, it kept declining. We had another talk last night about this as I told him I was starting to feel like we were friends more than lovers. And that's when he confessed. He was no longer attracted to me. It had to do partly with me gaining a bit of weight during the pregnancy, but mostly due to my lifestyle changes. When we first started dating, I had a lot more free time to take care of my body and weight. I was 5'4" and 115 lbs, curvy in all the right places, and would get constant attention from men when I was single. We moved in shortly after dating, and I guess my priorities had changed, because now I had to work full-time 9 to 5, sometimes weekends, picked up a side gig, and also did 90% of the cooking and cleaning at home. I had no time to prioritize the gym or working out, and gained 10 lbs since moving in and 30 lbs since becoming pregnant, which I expect to lose most of after giving birth. Through all the tears last night during our conversation, I told him I would work on prioritizing my health and the gym again, and would make time to take care of my appearance, so he was happy. However, when I mentioned that I didn't want his view of me to change even more, so I think it's best if he wasn't in the room with me as I gave birth, he was extremely upset and disappointed. I told him giving birth wasn't a spectator sport, and I wanted him there initially because I felt supported by him and comfortable with him seeing me at my most vulnerable. Crying, screaming, projectile shitting, lol. Now that I know he's no longer attracted to me, I'm willing to work on that. But I don't think him seeing me in that way would help our sexual relationship at all. Should I suck it up and let him in the delivery room, even though I think it would affect how he views me? Edit to add. For those wondering why I work so much if my husband earns as much as he does, my workload is just very heavy that sometimes I will need to work on the weekends to meet deadlines. I'm not choosing to work extra shifts to make ends meet. My side gig is a personal project of mine that, although doesn't bring in much, is full filing to me. And I would like to one day grow it into a full-time opportunity. For now, though, I have to put in a few hours here and there, but it does add up. Edit to add again. I want to clarify that the main issue isn't just the numbers on the scale, but the lifestyle change. When we met, I was very active, going to the gym, sports, eating very healthy, etc., and that was a turn-on for him. The issue is now that I don't have much time for those things. He doesn't find me attractive anymore because I live a pretty sedentary lifestyle. I don't have the energy or time to put towards prioritizing my health and wellness like I used to, which led to the weight gain. And it was a bit of a wake-up call for me. I'm making these changes for me and the baby as well, not just for my husband's. But seeing all these comments regarding the household divide has me second-guessing what fair contributions to our household looks like. I'll be sitting down and speaking with him about redividing our tasks so it's fair to the both of us and we each have time to spend on ourselves. Him being in the delivery room will be dependent on how that conversation goes as well, but I'll be prioritizing my comfort above all during the birth. Any advice for OP folks? What you guys think and thoughts on her situation? Did she really have to do that? Now here's a comment from Reddit community. From effusive EMU, 10 pounds is nothing. Most men can't even notice such a small weight change. And why the heck are you having to work 2 jobs and do 90% of the housework since living with him? All that is to say, your feelings are valid, and I wouldn't want him in the delivery room either. See you on next post, folks.